Hi, Jules Cruise Companion. The conversation on Carnival Luminosa always turns to the cost of your cruise. So I'll do the breakdown of my 7-night cruise on Carnival Luminosa to the Pacific Islands in March of 2023. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that my first expense is always going to be travel insurance. Yes, you need international travel insurance or cruise travel insurance for any cruise that you go on, because a cruise ship is a flag of convenience. It's registered in a foreign country. This one's registered in the Bahamas, so your Medicare does not cover you. Do you need travel insurance and cruise travel insurance when you travel out of a cruise out of Australia? Yes, you do. And this one is going to the Pacific Islands, so it additionally needs evidence of the COVID cover. So for me, the insurance policy was approximately $153 with a pre-existing condition of about $25. The shock for me this time was my travel insurance cost me $180. Another element to cruising is getting to the cruise terminal. I live within driving distance, so whether you are going to be flying, driving, or catching a bus or a train, it's going to have an expense for you. So I chose to drive, so that is approximately $20 for petrol, and this time I managed to get into Wilson's car parking, and it was number 3, so it was the cheapest. For 7 days was approximately just over $50, about $53. When you are purchasing a cruise, not only do you have the cruise component, which is the accommodation, the food and the entertainment, you also have the port fees and taxes. You cannot escape them. For this cruise, my 7-night in a balcony cabin was $533 with the port fees and taxes of, I think it was $198. So that gave me, the whole cruise component was about $719. So you add up the $719, the $20 or so for the petrol, the $53 or so for the parking, and the $180 for the travel insurance, it comes to just under $1,000. 971. And then I always consider how much that is per night, and so divide that by the 7. So that gets me to around 138 Australian dollars per night. I always aim for around 100 Australian dollars, so a little bit either side of that I think is pretty reasonable. So I think $138 a night for a 7-night cruise on a balcony to the Pacific Islands is good value for money. But those are not your only expenses. Because this is a 7-night cruise, I am choosing to purchase the Wi-Fi package to stay in contact with friends and family, both in Australia and overseas. So for the 7 nights, it cost me around $150. Traveling to the Pacific Islands, I'm also going to go on the shore excursions by the boat. It's just something I choose to do. You may choose to do something very different. I have 3 stops, so I'm going to be doing the Vanilla Plantation on Mystery Island, Choo Choo Train in Noumea, and the Fire Walking on Lifu. They came to approximately $390. So my overall expenses in relation to onboard costs so far, before I even got on board, was about $440. Because this is a 7-night cruise and the first day and the last day you really don't budget, so throw them away. So budgeting about $50 a day for the 5 remaining days. So that's about $350. But I have $50 onboard credit, take 50 away from that. That gets me about $300 that I'm potentially going to spend on bingo, casino, if I drink any alcohol, buying a bottle of wine, etc. So that's going to be my onboard expense. One of the biggest expenses for people is often the liquor bill. That gives them a bit of a sticker shock at the end, but that's not going to be for me. So those other add-ons is going to be the Wi-Fi, the excursions, and the onboard spending. And that's going to be $440, $300, it's going to be $740. Adding that $740 onto my approximate $971 for the initial costs gets me an overall cost of about $1,711. Dividing that by the 7 nights of the cruise gets me to around $245, which still is pretty good value for money if you consider your overall expenses, your transport of getting there, your accommodation, your food, your entertainment, and onboard expenses. $250 a day is pretty reasonable. I'm doing this as a solo, which is pretty good. I'm not getting many solo deals at the moment, so next time I might have to find a friend to travel with so that I can divide some of those expenses. But until then, this is Jules Cruise Companion saying, stay safe, everybody, and happy travels.